Did you get a sense for his mission or his reason for being here?
Well, I consciously wanted to know. And I consciously kept thinking about, why are you here? What is the purpose? And not trying to become enlightened, but just a statement of, what are you doing here? Why are you in front of me? Was this just an accident? And some guilt feelings of why me? Because I don't, and didn't like what I was going through. At the same time, I was fascinated by what I was experiencing. I realized that this was a tremendously, powerfully intelligent creature or entity. I felt that it sincerely had the ability to hurt me if it would have wanted to, both physically and mentally, at any time. I had seen what it had done in the woods. I had witnessed it right firsthand. This wasn't a mental, exchange of image. It was something I witnessed directly. And I also had felt that its capacity for intelligence was enormous, and it made me feel insignificant. It had the ability to communicate so many ideas to me in such a blink of an eye that I felt like I was the one who couldn't communicate. I did not understand how to communicate. And I think he actually tried to give me some parameters on how to do that. In other words, to relax, to slow down, to not be so frustrated, and not think so hard, maybe, about it.
Interesting. But you didn't get a sense of his mission or his purpose or his reason for visiting?
Actually,
the woods?
No, not directly. By evaluation over the years that have now passed, and talking with people that are supposedly knowledgeable about why we're being visited, people have speculated about many different things. Directly with Freddie, I got the feeling that I walked in on something I shouldn't have seen, and probably circumstances provided that. In other words, my dog somehow took him by surprise, got him in a situation that he was, for one reason or another, not prepared for, which then allowed me the time to step up and see him there. I believe that he was, at the moment that I was witnessing this, the second I saw him, he was trying to make the jump into another dimension. That the shaking or vibrating that I've talked about, the paint shaker shaking, was the transition from our reality to wherever theirs is. Okay? And somehow Susie got in the way by either knocking off the artifact off of his arm, or he wasn't able to complete the cycle because she was on top of him, on his arm at that time. I think it was truly like a research mission, or he was out gathering something. I don't have any proof of that. He didn't have any other tools than what I found, but of course the tool that he had is exceptional, and we don't know all of what its capacity is, as well as the obelisk. It could be an all-encompassing fortress of tools, that at his disposal. And maybe I interrupted him prior to getting into whatever he was doing, or maybe just prior to him leaving. He'd already done what he was supposed to be doing. People have said that we're being visited because of the rock that we sit on, is important, the earth itself. That it is not a situation where they are trying to take over our space, but maybe they are trying to respect the space more than we do. That maybe their monitoring of Earth itself is tremendously valuable to another resource that has yet to completely be revealed to us.
Did you have other communications with him while he was with you in your house?
Yes, I did. I mean, to the point of him taking water from a cup from me, which was, comical in itself. What do you do? You bring this home. It's kept. It was happy where it was in the garage. It had the ability to leave at any time. Once it was moving and walking around, I knew it had the ability to leave.
So
I never locked it in feeling like I was locking it in to tie it up, because I believe it could have torn the door right off the garage, if not worse.
do you think he was aware of the people that were starting to follow you and interact with you and threaten you?
Yes, I do. I think Freddie was aware of every thought that was in my head, every vision that I envisioned, every nook and cranny of my mind, whether it be in the past, present, or something I was speculating in the future. I believe he had a fingerprint of my mind. And as my mind would change, the reactions on his face would change. As I would change my thought from the moment current with him to something I was going to do an hour later, the expressions on his face would change.
Do you think that he initiated a rapport that was in effect all during that period, during that first 5-minute session? So do you think he was with you all the time, or was that something that he would download, if you will, when you two were together?
I think it was constant. I think his ability to get inside of my head was constant, because I think that was as normal to him as breathing is to me.
So time and distance meant nothing to that communication?
No, and I believe he could have the ability to get this information from me, whether I was standing 10 feet away from him in the garage, or possibly even right now. But I think when it comes down to the word communication, he was the teacher. He was the master, far, far above my ability or anything I think that I could ever conceive. Because he could take my emotion and read not only the emotion, but also read, I believe, my thoughts behind the emotion. So we're talking ultimate communication.
Empathic, telepathic.
Absolutely.
Time-based.
Right, but I also think, and I have never stated this anywhere, I think he had the ability to physically inflict pain on me with a telepathic force.
You mentioned a flash or searing pain initially when he screamed.
Right, and the scream was an audible scream, but it also was a truly pointed mental image, and it was painful. I mean, painful, where as if somebody had stuck a knife inside of your head.